All right, well, hello and welcome to the February Macomb Park Board of Commissioners meeting. And as always, we will start with the approval of the agenda.
Move to approve.
All right, is there a second? Second. All right, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, and the agenda stands approved. Consideration of and action of the minutes from January. Are there any corrections, additions, or deletions? If not, is there a motion to approve?
Move to approve.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And minutes stand approved. Bills and transfers and monthly financial statements. Commissioner Ham, please.
Thank you. January 2023 is the start of the new fiscal year for our budget. I would like to start with the consolidated fund. Our cash on hand at the end of the month is $431,526.84, of which $425,867.45 is in the capital projects. And we have in savings $5,659.39. Revenues for January were above the budget estimates by $2,400. The expenses ran $26,543 less than the budget, which just means it ended the month and year to date with $24,143 better than our budget projections. The general fund, January ended with $636,374.55 cash on hand, of which $633,687.36 in the general fund and $2,687.19 in the savings. Our revenues ended the month $5,614 better than our budget. Expenses for the month ran $5,933 less. And so overall, to end the month and year, it is $11,547 better than our budget. Corporate, we ended the month, year to date, $4,667 better than the budget. For recreation, the month, we ended the year to date, $2,777 better than budget. For Lakeview overall for the month and year to date, ended $397 better than budget. Ball 4 overall ended month and year $315 better than budget expectations. For special rec, the month and year to date ended $1,589 better than budget projections. The police count January year to date ended $1,080 better than budget, and payroll, the wages ended the month year to date $11,750 below budget. I'd like to also note that personal property replacement tax in the amount of $37,776 was received on January 9th for the month of January.
All right. Thanks, Russ. Any questions for Commissioner Ham? All right, if there are no questions, is there a motion to approve the bills and transfers and monthly financial statements?
Also move.
All right, is there a second?
I'll second that.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Weiss.
Aye.
Commissioner Edwards. Aye. Commissioner Gamage.
Aye.
Commissioner Ham.
Aye.
Commissioner Selders.
Aye.
All right, and bills and transfers and the monthly financial statements stand approved as published. It looks like we do not have anyone for the open public presentations to the commissioners, so we'll move on to the president's report. Director Lenz and I will be participating in the 2023 Joint Legislative Committee breakfast in Springfield on March 14th. And we went, was that a couple, that was before COVID. So yeah, everything's before COVID or after COVID. There's that, yeah. So we'll give a report at our March board meeting on that. From what I remember, it was a really nice little thing. Yeah. So the drive was rough, but other than that,
It's early.
It's early.
It's early.
So, so that's all I had for the president's report. So we'll move on to the director's report.
Okay.
Well, spring's in the air, so we are getting prepared for a full spring and summer ahead. So we're looking for people to help us do that. So if anybody's looking for jobs, we have a plethora of opportunities at the Macomb Park District, as so many people in the community do. So right now, we are currently in the process of hiring our replacement for Sir Loxley as the superintendent of support services. From what I can tell, we have a couple of solid candidates, so excited to see who will join us in the Macomb Park District family for that position. But we're also getting ready to look for a new ball 4 manager and team members, and then our courtesy patrol rec team assistants. So we've got positions across the board. For those who are interested, please check out our website for more information or give us a call. Excited to have you join us and be part of the piece of the puzzle that makes Macomb so fun to live in. So along the lines of job openings, I serve on the McDonough County Quality of Life Committee and had the opportunity to lead a new initiative, a job fair for our county. You know, over the last year, I've heard time and time again, we're doing what we can with the staff we have. We're doing what we can with the little help that we have. And so at the end of our Quality of Life Committee meeting, I said, why are we not doing anything about this? This seems right up our alley. And they said, great, Rachel, would you like to lead that? And I said, sure, I would. Great group of people volunteered their time. You can see the variety of businesses that are at the bottom of the flyer. Those are all people who are serving on this committee and making this county job fair happen. So it's happening on March 30th out at Spoon River College Outreach Center. Right now we're accepting businesses who want to register. This is a free event for businesses to register for. We're trying to get people and businesses across all of the different industries, healthcare, education, government, retail, you name it, restaurants. Lauren from the chamber has been a huge help for this. She's also going to set up a booth for chamber members, maybe smaller businesses who cannot leave their place of business but would like to have applications so that, our small business owners can also benefit from this. But anyway, so registration for businesses is open now, and then obviously those who are seeking jobs come out to Spoon River College on March 30th from 1 to 6. We're going to have a ton of free resources. We have a computer lab that Spoon is allowing us to use. Workforce Development is donating resume papers so you can print your resume on nice paper. Our very own Bethany is going to be, she's a photographer on the side, and so the Park District is sponsoring a complimentary headshots for anybody who would like them the day of, and then, just other career resources. Go West is going to be providing some by request transportation, so we're trying to make it as accessible and as possible for those who would like to come out and see what's available. There's over 150 full-time jobs alone in McDonough County.
Wow.
And that doesn't include the part-time and seasonal jobs that are available. So there's a lot of opportunity for employment in this community. We really want to help people find those jobs. So more information is on the chamber website, but you can ask any of the businesses there. So continue to look forward to spring. We're really excited to have a new element out at Citizens Plaza this year. We have ordered 2 of these solar tables. One of them is exactly what you see in front of you. The other one is a table that is suited for 6 people, but one of the seats is not present. It's accessible seating. So a really unique piece, and I think something that our business people in the downtown will really enjoy. That is who we had in mind when we sought out this new piece of equipment. So the solar panels not only light the umbrella in the evening, but also provides a power source. There's actually plugins on the umbrella's handles so that people can plug in and enjoy. So, whether that's somebody enjoys a lovely cinnamon roll from the old dairy and wants to read a book or plug in the computer, this is a good place to do that. So excited. Those are going to be coming at the end of March, so people can enjoy them right in time for spring. Some other things I had the distinct honor of participating in the Macomb High School's dessert auction for their choir, and our office enjoyed one of the amazing creations thanks to President Weiss and his big mouth.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So, but it was delicious. It's Emily Sutton's daughter, actually, who I have pulled down off the stage now twice to explain her creation and try to make people feel bad to bid more. But huge success from what I could tell, and I hope that the choir benefited from it. Always a lot of fun to get to do.
Absolutely.
So that was something I had the opportunity to do recently. We're just full steam ahead getting ready for spring. For those who are curious, even though it's been nice outside, no, the bathrooms are not open. It will freeze again. So just once we start having consistent warm weather, the restrooms in the parks will open. And then one last thing. Oh, no. Nope. Two. This evening, happening right now, actually, is the Chamber Annual Awards. Thank you to the Chamber for this amazing event that celebrates just those who are trying to make a difference in the community. The Park District was nominated for Business of the Year this year, so congratulations to the staff. Just a showcasing or a celebration of some of the things that they've accomplished, but also congratulations to all the businesses that were nominated this year. It was a good pool of people, so win or lose, it's just nice to know that people are seeing what we're doing. And now lastly, our office will be closed on March 2nd and 3rd. When I began my tenure as director, I would close the office at the beginning of the year, and we would do an all-staff training. And the year before COVID, and then certainly during COVID, that kind of fell off. And so we're starting that back up again. So we will be doing management training during that time and just getting everybody on the same page for the busy season ahead. So
Great.
March 2nd and 3rd, we will be closed to the public.
Any questions for Director Lenz? All right. Well, thank you very much, Rachel.
You're welcome.
All right. So moving on to agenda item number 8. Presentation of draft budget and appropriations ordinance number 345. The budget and appropriation ordinance 345 draft will be available to the public to view for a period of 30 days. And then there will be action possible at our March board meeting. Would you like to add anything, Director Lenz, to that?
Sure. So you'll notice that the document that I sent to you guys is quite different this year than in years past. Years past, it's just been a bunch of words with a bunch of numbers that I've always told you don't make any sense. So we're overcoming that at the recommendation of our auditing firm, Sikich. So what you see in front of you is essentially exactly what our friends at the Illinois Association of Park Districts recommends and has provided us in our law book, if I could pull up the right page, which is fine. But this is the format that they recommend, and so it's the format that I chose to do. But anyway, so essentially what it is, the column on the left is what we anticipate our expenses being for the year, and you can tell the different funds that they come out of, so it's a lot clearer than in years past. And then the column on the right, which is what we would actually be turning in to lawfully spend, is our appropriation side of it. So it's recommended to appropriate approximately 10 to 15% higher than you foresee needing to spend, because if at any point we get close to that number, we cannot spend beyond what we've appropriated.
Right.
We would have to come back in the next 6 months and redo this document, which we're allowed to do, should we need to. So, I won't go through each of the funds with you, but on the summary of funds page, you can see a breakdown of what we anticipate spending in each of our funds, and our overall expenses of approximately $2.1 million.
And again, this is going to be available to the public for the next 30 days at the Park District office.
Yeah, it was officially on file yesterday.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So, and then, so that's the budget and appropriation ordinance. One of the additional documents that the law handbook recommends us turning in is a certification of estimated revenue, just so Gretchen Jane knows where we're getting our estimates from and how we're approximating it. So the last page kind of just breaks down where we anticipate our revenues coming via taxes and fees and reimbursements, grants, bond proceeds, and the like. So
Okay.
pretty cut and dry. A lot easier to understand than a previous document. But happy to answer any questions you guys have. Just because it makes sense to me does not mean it makes
Yeah.
sense to everybody else.
Just real quick,
Sure.
Phil will sign this, and who's the board secretary that will also be signing this? Is that you?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, just wanted to clarify that.
Yep.
I thought so.
Any other questions? Okay. All right. So this will be back on our agenda for next month for possible action. All right. So let's move on to item number 9. Discussion and possible action on purchase of shade structures for Patton Park development. The purchase is associated with the OSLAD grant. Director Lenz, would you like to?
Sure. So this was originally included in our OSLAD application. We put in for shade structures over 2 of our elements, which you have a picture of in front of you. So you can see the picture on the left is our spider pocket, which is on the northmost northernmost
Sure.
part of Patton. And then nearest the pond is the play structure that is tree themed. So these are 2 that don't have a ton of shade next to them, and so that we thought maybe we would prioritize putting some structures over them. And then this is not a rendering of our park. I just took it off of Game Time's website to give you an understanding of what it would look like and how the structures actually sit within the play pockets themselves. So the quote that I sent you is for 2 sails over each of the structures. So the one on the right, it shows 3, but there's only 2. We needed to make it a little bit more cost effective. And then also 1 isosceles sail shade that's not shown, but it is just 1 triangle shade structure that will be going in the dog park. So.
And you explained this to me last week, the reason, because we already have another.
So yeah, we thankfully, because of some of the complaints we were getting, I went ahead and ordered an isosceles sail shade structure last year. They were like $8,000, so reasonably priced for shade.
Relatively
But
speaking.
this year, the cost of all of our shade structures have gone up. So originally in the OSLAD grant, you would have seen these 2 custom sail shades plus 2 isosceles sail shades. But I talked to our grant manager and I just said the expense has gone up so astronomically. So we're getting 1 shade less for the grant. In the park, we're still going to have the same amount because we already purchased it ahead of time. So, yeah.
And just a friendly reminder, so because we pay we purchase the things, but we're only eventually OSLAD, we're eventually only gonna be paying half of that.
Right. Yeah, we'll get
So the
reimbursed.
75,000 figure is going to be half,
Correct.
actually, to the Park District.
Right, because OSLAD will be covering that other half.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep. And it's gonna be awesome. Like, I'm really excited. I know that the dog park folk are really gonna be excited.
Seriously, very, very exciting.
Yeah.
Well, it takes a while for a tree to grow.
Yes.
As
It does,
in
so this will
shade,
be a little bit more efficient for
Yes,
those
and
who
these have
require shade now.
15 to 20-year life expectancies, or?
Yes, and I double checked that after you had asked.
Okay.
So 10 to 15 years is what they said.
And we should have good
But
trees.
that's just on the shade itself. The poles will last us until we take them out.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Wow.
They will outlast my career here, which is fine.
And the colors again?
Well, that is to be determined, but my thinking is over the play structure that is tree themed, we'll probably do very natural colors so that it matches the aesthetic, right? But the spider pocket structures are bright orange and blue, so we might do like a bright blue canopy just to make it pop, bring a little sense of fun.
Absolutely.
And then the isosceles shades are blue.
Any other questions for Director Lenz regarding the approval on the purchases of the shade structures? All right, hearing none, is there a motion to approve on purchase of shade structures for the Patton Park development?
I'll make the motion to approve.
All right, is there a second?
I'll second.
Question.
Yes.
Do we have to include the dollar amount in our motion?
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah,
Yes,
we
that would be
probably,
lovely.
yes, that would be good. And that,
75,791 and 12 cents.
We rounded up to
75,000.
75,
700 and what?
8.
75791, 12 cents.
We could round it up to
cents.
Yeah, you could
75,
probably round it up to.
800.
Okay. Okay. So,
Just say
We'll
yes.
prove that.
Yeah.
Yep.
yes.
Yeah.
So, okay. So it's already been, there's already been a motion to approve, and it has been seconded?
Seconded.
Could you read the motion?
Sure. So, motion to approve on the purchase of shade structures for Patton Park development for $75,791.12. Did I say that right?
You did it
Okay.
very well.
All right. So, it's been, there's been a motion, approval and a second, so a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Edwards. Commissioner Gamage.
Aye.
Commissioner Ham.
Aye.
Commissioner Selders.
Aye.
Commissioner Weiss.
Aye. All right, and the purchase of the shade structures for Patton Park have been approved. And that is going to be a wonderful addition and something definitely visibly seen, noticed.
I'm just excited to start spending Aslad's money. We've
Absolutely.
been talking about it for long enough, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, very good. All right, agenda item number 10, consideration and possible action to authorize Director Lenz to proceed with the creation of specifications, advertisement, and collection of bids for the multi-use trail in Patton Park. All right, Director Lenz, would you like to discuss more on that?
All right, so just a reminder of what the multi-use trail will look like in our park development. You can see the map in front of you. It is the gray small lines that go around the entirety of the park. And, I've shared in the past that I want to use as much environmentally friendly processes as I can. We found a product that I think will really be ahead of its time for this multi-use trail. Uses 100% post-consumer recycled plastic, incredibly durable, and really I think it's going to be a great addition to this development. So I would like to pursue putting out a bid for that product and getting started on it as soon as possible. So the plan would be we have to put out a notice for 10 days for a public bid, and I would be bidding this as a vendor, not as a construction bid, because we're just purchasing the product. Thankfully, we have a very talented superintendent of maintenance, Jeff Hoyt, and so him and his team would be installing it. So it'd just be a matter of us purchasing the non-concrete substitute for sidewalk. So again, so with 10 days, my goal would be to release the bid tomorrow. Should it be approved, accept bids They have to be sealed and addressed to the Park District with attention to myself until March 10th at 3 p.m. Then at that point, at 3 p.m., we would open the bid documents. And at the current moment, I have our next board meeting listed as when the board would decide. If there was any chance we could meet sooner than that as a special meeting, that would also be fantastic, as it is a 60 to 90-day production window for the product that I hope to see come through.
So they don't actually they make the product as
By order.
when it's, like,
Yeah. So. Also, just so you know, this would be a phased development. I mean, like everything is, but because OSLAD is a reimbursement at the end of the project, we would have to split this development over to capital budget years. So.
is there any questions for Director Lenz regarding this? I don't know if you remember, one point she did bring a sample.
So that's the same one that we're going.
That was a little bit ago. They're pretty awesome, and like she said, they're very durable for walking, biking,
Whatever.
skateboard. Well, I don't know, yeah, all that stuff. So, yeah, the wheelies.
Wheels, bring them on.
Commissioner Ham, I think, will get a pair for that. Yeah. All right. Any other questions, concerns? Okay, hearing none, is there a motion for board approval for Director Lenz to start the bid process?
I so move.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? All right, and the bid process has been approved.
Thank you very much.
All right.
You're authorized.
All right, number 11, presentation of executive directors. Did I skip?
Number 10.
That was 10.
Oh,
Oh, there's two of them.
Yep.
Look at
Next one.
that. Sorry, guys. My bad.
Presentation of executive directors' goals with
Sorry, Miller.
possible action. Okay.
Recreation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. All right, so pursuant to my contract, I submit goals at the beginning of every year so that you can judge me at the end of the year as to how well we have done. And so here are the goals that I present to you for the upcoming year. Last year, Phase 2 development of Patton Park was on my list of goals, and because of the restrictions of the OSLAD grant, I was not able to pursue that. So now that we have been officially accepted and received the OSLAD grant, we can begin that construction, so that remains as one of my goals. Because expenses have increased since we applied for the OSLAD grant, I am going to be pursuing additional funding opportunities just to lighten the load of what the cost would, it would put some constraint on the staff. So I'm hoping that we can find some additional funding outside of our own capital dollars to complete that project. As we've talked about in the past, the decennial, is that how you say it? I don't know.
Not sure.
There's a new requirement that all government boards create a committee to see how efficient we're being with other government agencies in the community. So one of my goals is assisting President Weiss in his new duties with creating that committee and carrying out those responsibilities and getting that all turned into the county. And then this year, I really want to focus in on what we have worked so hard to accomplish with the strategic plan and collaborating with staff and implementing some of the changes that they recommended. So it is as you guys are aware, a large document with a lot of suggestions in it. And so for us to dig in and just pinpoint what areas we want to focus in on as a district, having staff buy-in on that will be the best route in accomplishing some of those things. So hoping to outline that with them at our annual training and then really dig into some of those suggestions as we move forward. And then as always, 5, 6, and 7 have not changed since I began my tenure with as a director. You will continue to do park modifications and renovations where our facilities already exist, cultivate relationship with local legislators. We have some new legislators this year, happy and excited to reach out to them and share the good work that we're doing through the Macomb Park District, and then just continue to build community relationships that are beneficial to the district and the community as a whole. So, happy to expand on any of those if you have questions.
All right. Any questions? Okay. Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the executive director's goals?
Make a motion to approve.
All right. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right. It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? And the executive director's goals stand approved.
Thank you very much.
And as all, you're a rock star, so
Well, I haven't accomplished them yet.
well, but
Come to
we have no
conclusions.
concerns.
Okay.
That's motivation.
Yeah, there's the motivation, right?
Standard house. That's good. Thank you.
Keep buying those cakes.
There
Paybacks.
might be a conflict of interest here.
Oh. I stand corrected. All right.
Thank you, Council. I've always wanted to say that.
All right. So what is this then? This would be 12.
11, 12.
Report from attendees of the IAPD IPRA State Conference. Would you like to go first, or would you like me to go first? Or
Dealer's choice. I've been talking all meeting.
I'll go ahead and jump in then. So participated in a number of sessions. For example, on the legal legislative session, they gave me more information regarding what Rachel was just discussing, the Local Government Efficiency Act, which will be a new committee that all of us will be participating in, and must be formed by June 10th. So we'll be working on forming this new committee after the April election. It was another great session was DEI, which stands for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. DEI is something I think the board as a whole would benefit from, and I hope that this is something we can implement and educate not just only for ourselves, but for the citizens of Macomb. I also have most of the presentations in email form, so if any of you are interested in reading through those, a lot of PowerPoint, PDF type stuff, I'd be happy to send them your way. So that's what I have.
Very good. So our superintendent of events, Kara Sahagian, was not able to join us this evening, but did type up a quick note about her experience. I feel grateful to have been able to attend another year at the Soaring to New Heights Conference. Every year I attend, my energy is rejuvenated by being around so many like-minded people who are in the field of Park and Rec for the same reason as me, a passion for community and a passion for people. I was able to network with several other Park District employees and gain new ideas for our Park District and community. A few of these ideas came from sessions on customer service, marketing, and programming. My favorite session was the session on the benefits that nature centers have for a community. For Lakeview Nature Center, I hope to incorporate some programming ideas as well as a new focus on making outdoor education more accessible to Macomb. It was a pleasure to get to know our board president, Phil Weiss, and executive director, Rachel Lenz, a little more during the trip back trip up and back. I cannot wait to incorporate some more fun into people's lives in 2023. The future looks bright.
That's very nice.
Yeah. We did not get stuck on a bus this year.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Although there was a train delay,
There was a train delay.
yes.
That's
But that's
okay,
okay. You made it.
Yeah. And for myself, I've had the pleasure and opportunity of going to IPRA and IAPD Soaring to New Heights Conference since 2009. And, I was just sharing with Commissioner Edwards, it, for the most part, every year has been incredibly beneficial. So it continues to be one of the educational sessions that I am incredibly grateful for, and thank the board for not only supporting my attendance, but also the attendance of at least one commissioner and a staff member as we can afford it. I think something that meant a lot to me was on Kara's trip up to the conference. She called me and just said how excited she was about being present. And she goes, Rachel, at this point in the year, I normally feel incredibly burnt out. But this conference really just, it fuels me up and it gets me going again. And I was talking to some other directors from Central Illinois, and I said, I would pay for that every year. Like, we burn our staff out so quickly. If this is what it takes for them to be rejuvenated, that I think is worth it to me. But I also had the chance to attend a couple of good sessions. One on composting was really impactful. The woman was incredibly knowledgeable about composting. It's something that has always been intimidating to me, just because it's not something that is as regularly done here. But the way this woman talked about it, I have yet to throw away a banana peel. I will tell you that right now. Like, it was just, this is matter of fact. We are
Just
so
throw out
behind
the
the Scandinavian countries, and we're this and this. And I'm like, okay, I will compost. It's fine. So, but they had a lot of great ideas in the session about how park districts can take small steps to implement these kind of programs and encourage and educate people on composting. And one of them is called a pumpkin smash. And you literally catapult pumpkins.
Wow.
And they smash them, and then they either get taken to a farm or they turn into compost. And it's very fun.
Or in a big giant open field and just grow your own pumpkins.
Sure. As long as you own the field.
Revenue
Very, very
source.
sure, yeah. So that was one of the great sessions I had the opportunity to attend. I also attended a session on trails and greenways. I think you're all familiar. I believe that Macomb is in need of more trails and greenways, and so it was a really inspiring session for me to get to go to. A lot of, again, great ideas, but also just great resources that I can lean on as we continue to plan for the future. And then I also had the incredible opportunity to spend some quality time with the director of IPRA and some of the executive directors of the Central Illinois park districts. And I just think it was a really great opportunity to make Macomb a little bit better known in the grand scheme of things. So, any opportunity I get to put Macomb in front of the face of important people, I do try. So I think this was a great success for us, and excited to see what comes from it. So, oh, and looky there. There we are.
Oh.
So there's some pictures from,
Action shots.
yeah. I do, Phil, did you win or did Kara beat you? I can't remember.
I believe I won.
Oh, that's
She's
right.
not here to verify.
That's so true. I don't remember. I was overwhelmed.
I know I beat you.
No, we tied
Oh,
because I was upset about it.
Oh, see, he's already trying to.
Uh-huh.
No.
No, I distinctly remember tying you because I was disappointed in myself. So,
and that wasn't actually that particular, whatever we want to call it, toy, whatever, not a toy,
Simon
but
says.
play structure was really neat. It was all, kinetic energy, so it had a crank, so you, yeah, and it was all LED light, so, and very neat apparatus. So, yeah, that was fun.
yeah. Yeah, it was, the exhibit hall was phenomenal this year. A
Absolutely.
lot of great vendors that
Puppies.
we're getting
And
resources.
puppies.
And puppies.
And there were puppies.
Yep. They had puppies up for adoption this year, but it was also as a endorphin boost because they placed them when you were halfway through the exhibit hall. All of a sudden, there's puppies.
And Kara did not want to leave that space. She was forced.
Yes. Yeah. So,
All right. Any questions regarding the conference we attended? Okay. All right, we're up for the open commissioner presentation and discussion of future agenda items. Anyone have anything they would? Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yes.
no, that's okay. So I forgot to say something in my report because I like to talk about good things and sometimes I forget to talk about bad things. So as you guys are aware, a couple months ago we put out a bid for a concession vendor out of Veterans Park, and we got 0 responses. And so I have started the process of reaching out to people that I think might be interested or have the capabilities of being a concession vendor. And so far, we've received a resounding sorry, but can't. Some of it is staffing issues, some of it's timing. So at this point, we do not have a concession vendor for Veterans Park.
With baseball right on our heels.
Yeah. So I will be offering the opportunity to our youth leagues. I know that they are also struggling and getting parents to volunteer for the just general requirements of what a youth baseball and softball league need, coaches and whatnot. But hopefully they feel positive about the opportunity. But if not, I am not sure what we will be doing. Besides maybe asking Pepsi to set out a machine so at least there's water available for purchase. I know that was one of the biggest concerns was there was no water available.
Sure.
Anyway, if anybody knows of somebody in the restaurant business who is looking to expand or somebody who's trying to find a side hustle, it's good business. It really is. We can talk numbers and whatnot. It's a good opportunity. But
Yes, and a great opportunity for baseball and softball to maybe collaborate and figure out with the park district and try to figure something out.
Yeah.
So we'll make a positive out of this.
I like it.
Okay.
We are positive people.
Anything else from our commissioners? Okay, hearing none, is there a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
All right, is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And I thank you all very much. Have a wonderful night.